Productive business relationships between organizations are crucial. As such, they should be proactively managed and secured, just like other valuable information assets. This video elaborates on the information risk and security aspects of managing supplier relations. Since the exchange of information can be a key part of any relationship, information risks should be considered. Commercially sensitive information is generated from the outset when product and supplier requirements are established and potential suppliers are identified and evaluated. When it comes to negotiating and signing contracts, accuracy and completeness are vital for the wording of the legally binding commitments and liabilities. Furthermore, the terms, conditions, and prices are commercially sensitive. In the course of operational relationships, still more information is generated and exchanged between the parties, particularly, of course, where the supplied product consists of information services. IT contracting and outsourcing, and the provision of network and cloud computing services are obvious examples. But even commodity supplies, such as stationery or fuel, involve periodic contacts between employees in the course of making orders, invoicing, chasing up and processing payments, plus providing support and handling delivery, quality, or other issues. Compliance with laws, regulations, contract terms, and policies related to information security can be a concern on both sides. An example of this is when an organization exchanges personal information or gives third parties privileged access to the organization's IT systems, networks, and data. In one case, a temporary contractor working for an ambulance service was convicted under privacy laws after selling personal information on current and former ambulance service employees to personal injury lawyers. The fact that he was a contractor complicated the situation and led to a subsequent class action case by the aggrieved employees against the ambulance service. For significant relationships, mature organizations often designate professional relationship managers to own, assess, and manage both information and the associated risks, preferably in conjunction with the partners. Although information risk and security don't feature highly in relationship management courses and qualifications, experienced professionals implicitly understand the concepts. There is more to it than product quality, delivery, and price. In other organizations and for less important relationships, relationship management may be left to low level managers, team leaders, and staff who may not fully appreciate the information risk and security aspects of their role. For example, a supplier may be passing sensitive information from one customer to another. Employees should take extra care with sensitive information, resisting attempts to obtain inappropriate access, and should remain alert to the possibilities of disclosures, even by long-standing suppliers. In closing, productive business relationships and alignment around shared business goals is a strong incentive to avoid or deal promptly and effectively with any issues, including information security concerns or incidents. Organizations and contractors should find and exploit opportunities that present a mutual advantage. In contrast, arm's length business relationships are more adversarial or confrontational in nature, with each party selfishly pursuing their own interests at the other's expense. In other words, there are commercial and information risk implications in the way relationships are managed. The information risks associated with some supplier relationships are obvious when you think about them. Unfortunately, not all managers do, until it's too late. Organizations routinely disclose extremely sensitive and valuable information to their trusted professional advisors on accounting, tax, strategy, and legal matters. Is that a wise move? Sensible clients first make the effort to establish the trustworthiness, credibility, credentials, and competence of their suppliers and monitor and control these relationships very carefully. One option is to incorporate explicit clauses in the contracts relating to securing client information, perhaps also a right of audit to increase your assurance that the necessary information security controls are in place. By the way, the manner in which suppliers address these matters with clients is itself an indication of their maturity and competence. If they are ignorant or reluctant to even discuss information risk and security, that's a sign that they may not have things under control. In contrast, if they respond professionally, keen to impress you with their policies, perhaps proudly displaying relevant certifications such as ISO 27001, things are looking good. For high-risk relationships, you may also want to check the scope of their certifications and confirm with the certification bodies that they are both legitimate and current. Along those lines, we conclude this video with 4 pragmatic management tips. Clarify policies and procedures. Define and allocate responsibilities for handling information risk and security in supplier relationships. Pay particular attention to relationships where the information risks are higher. For instance, if sensitive personal or commercial information is exchanged in cloud computing and telecommunications services and in professional services in general. Check that the information risks relating to suppliers in your area are being managed. Don't let this fall between the cracks. Do employees dealing with suppliers, contractors, consultants, and advisors appreciate and fulfill their responsibilities? Simply expressing your concern may be enough to reinforce the importance of this issue, while a more proactive approach may be appropriate for trusted relationships. Monitor the situation. Information risks vary as suppliers come and go, relationships mature, issues arise and are resolved, and people change. Part of corporate governance involves management putting in place suitable arrangements to direct and control important activities. Respond to concerns and issues. Watch out for the early warning signs of problematic or dysfunctional relations. Another governance obligation is to ensure you are one of the first to know about deteriorating situations, early enough to avoid or minimize incidents. Call on information risk, security, procurement, legal, and other experts for assistance, and liaise with your colleagues as appropriate.